Good morning. My name is Devi. I am from Ernakulam. I completed graduation and post graduation in biotechnology, and I worked as a biotechnologist. Later, I worked as a medical coder for a few years in some MNCs. Then, in 2017, I started my career as a full time home tutor, and in 2022-23, I worked as a medical coding tutor in a private institute. Then in 2024, again, I worked as a home tutor. In 2025, I joined an Angle Beelan as a full-time home tutor. That's about my profile. Today, we have an interesting topic. That's endocrine system. Endocrine system is very important because we have to mention this system while we studying other systems like reproductive system, excretory system, integumentary system, and cardiac system, and digestive system. Okay, while we studying these systems, not these systems, other systems also, we have to mention this endocrine system. It's because endocrine systems deals with, what is endocrine system consist of, what is the peculiarity of endocrine system. Yes, it produce hormones. That's why it's very important. Okay, hormones, we have to mention lots of hormones while we studying other systems. Okay, so you said that the endocrine system produce hormones. That's correct. And we are going to study about what all things happening in case of an endocrine system, how it's doing all the things. Okay, so here you can see this endocrine system. What is the meaning of endocrine? You know the meaning of that word endocrine? You don't know. Okay, endo means inside. Endo means inside, and crine means gland. Inside gland. That means the hormones are produced inside the glands. Okay, what are glands? You know what are the glands? Glands are specialized tissues, cells, or organs which have the capability to produce hormones. Okay, I will show a picture so you can understand. This is the major glands of our body. Okay, this is the major glands of our body. This major glands producing what? It producing hormones. You got that? Okay. So inside the glands, the hormones are producing. This from this gland, the hormones producing, and where they go? They will go to the blood directly, and they reach the targeted organs. Not only organs, the cells, tissues, they will reach. Okay, so normally you will think that the hormones are releasing to the blood. So you will think that there will be some pipe or a duct like structures will be there. Not like that. Hormones are directly, that's why said the word directly releasing into the bloodstream, and through the blood it reaches the targeted organs. You got that? Okay, that means the endocrine system is ductless. Duct means long tubes, like this long tubes. These long tubes are not in case of endocrine system. It is ductless. Okay, but another system is also there. Exocrine system. I will write here. Exocrine system. In case of exocrine system, they have ducts. The ducts are present here. The hormones are produced and they passing through duct like long tubes into the blood. The hormones pass through the long tubes to the blood. For example, you know what are the examples of this system? You don't know. Okay. These are mammary glands. Mammary glands and sweat glands are examples of exocrine system. Exocrine system, because here long ducts are there for the passing of these hormones. Okay, so I'm saying this just to for your knowledge, that's another duct systems are also there. Okay, so this is about exocrine system. You got that idea? Here they have ducts. In case of endocrine, there is no duct. Hormones are directly releasing into the bloodstream. Okay, so in case of the endocrine system, the hormones are produced inside the glands, they are stored there, they are released into the bloodstream when the body organs or cells or tissues demand that particular hormone. You got that idea? Is it clear for you? Okay, so this system, endocrine system of glands, are present all over our body, means all around our body. These glands are present all around the body. That why I showed this picture. You can see everywhere these glands are present. These are the major glands. There are minor tissues or cells also there. So that's why I'm saying this endocrine system of glands, cells or organs are present all inside our body. Okay, and here we said that hormones are released directly into the blood. Hmm? Who are the hormones? Means what are hormones actually? They are the chemical, they are the chemicals, but these chemicals are messengers. Means they passing some messages. They passing some messages. So the hormones are, we can say that the hormones are chemical messengers. The hormones are otherwise called chemical messengers. They pass some chemical messages to the targeted organs. That means they giving some instructions. The glands through the hormones giving some instructions to the distant targeted cells, organs or tissues to perform, means how to perform, how to act or react. That is what actually happens because of this endocrine system. You got that idea? Hmm? These hormones are chemical messengers which passing some chemical messages to the distant organs. They are the targeted organs. Hmm? And they giving some messages to how to react, how to act or react according to the situation. You got that? For example, if we are in a fear situation, means we are frightened situation, normally we feel what, we feel very much means the heartbeat will be very high. Okay, so that time what happens, that blood rushes into the heart, so the heart need to pump very fastly, so the again the blood will move to the muscles in a very fast way. That's why the muscles get um, more heat. That's why we feel sweating sometimes when we are in a fear situation. Okay, so this situation demands that particular hormone there, then only that hormones releasing. Okay, and in case of sleeping, only night time some sleep hormones get activated, and in the daytime these hormones back off from our bloodstream. Then that's why we are waking up in the morning time. That is set as a biological clock in our body. Okay, so here the situation demands that particular hormone, then only the hormones are produced. You got that? Okay. Then these hormones are very essential for our physical and mental health. We cannot avoid these hormones because every metabolic activities are under control of hormones. That means we can say that they are the uh, controllers of human life. Mentally, physically, everything is controlled by hormones. Okay, so these are the main concepts of endocrine system. Do you have any doubt in this narration? Okay, okay. So let's we move on to the functions. What are the functions? Main functions they're doing. They're doing metabolism. They're doing metabolism means they controlling the metabolism. What is metabolism? I already mentioned about metabolism in previous classes. Do you remember what is metabolism? Yes, it consists of anabolism and catabolism. Yes, anabolism and catabolism. What is anabolism? Anabolism means, sorry, anabolism and catabolism. Both are the. So, in case of anabolism, what happens? Long, sorry, small molecules join to form a big molecule, and in case of catabolism the big molecule disintegrate to small molecules like this. Mm. So these both, the construction of molecules and the destruction of molecules, both are controlled by whom? The hormones. The anabolism catabolism are together, the two processes together we call it metabolism. So mainly who is controlling the metabolism? Our thyroid gland. Our thyroid gland is the master gland and the adrenal glands. But here in case of metabolism we can say the thyroid gland that is located in this region. I will show that. You can see the thyroid and parathyroid gland. Hmm? These glands controlling the metabolism. What happens when metabolism is not in a proper way? What happens is that obesity. If the catabolism anabolism are not happening properly, obesity can happen. Obesity means the overweight. Overeating happens because of what happens to that particular person? Obesity. The person become very fatty. It will leads to some internal and external difficulties. Same time, if a person is not eating properly, what happens? Anorexia kind of conditions happen. Anorexia nervosa. Just I'm mentioning that. That means the person have the fear of obesity, have the fear of eating food. So the person normally avoiding food and drinks. So what happens normally, the person will become lean and it leads to some deficiency conditions, and that patient will die because of low weight. Okay, so the metabolism should happen in a proper way. And homeostasis, what is homeostasis? Homeostasis means we have a balance, we have a balance in our body, so that uh, internal balance should be in a proper way. Otherwise it can lead to the metabolism kind the here the metabolism kind of conditions that I mentioned, like sorry, like obesity, um, then become thin, this kind of things happening. Same in case of homeostasis. Okay, and also it affects the internal functioning, like blood pressure, blood sugar, blood pressure and blood sugar, both are in an imbalanced condition when the homeostasis is not happening properly. And the fluid balance, what is fluid balance? Fluid means water, the water balance of our body. Normally we have more than 70 percentage, human body consists of water. So the water balance and the electrolyte balance, we have some electrolytes like potassium, calcium, zinc, like that. We have some electrolytes, that chlorine, the sodium, these are some electrolytes. This electrolyte balance should happen inside every cell. And we have the normal temperature. What are the normal temperature? You know what is the normal temperature of human body? Yes, 37 degrees Celsius. This normal temperature. Above the normal temperature, it's considered as fever. Okay, so this normal temperature, these all things are controlled by whom? Hormones. You got? Okay. Next is growth and development. We are changing day by day. Every year, we are changing. We are changed lot of from the last year. We become tall, the muscle mass will different. We become means our hair, our hands, legs, everything will change. Okay, so and the skin tone also will change when we attain the puberty. So every time we are changing from an infant to an adult, we are changing day by day. So these all things are under control of hormones. The growth hormones are controlling these all things. What happens if the growth hormones are not proper in function? Gigantism, dwarfism kind of conditions happen. You know what is gigantism? Becoming very big, above 6 feet height. That is called gigantism, and have long hands, long legs, having long facial features. These all things because of gigantism. What is dwarfism? Becoming very dwarf, very very short height. That is what happens in case of dwarfism. That is, no proper growth hormones are produced in that particular body. Okay, so this kind of conditions happen. And the sexual functions, for the reproduction, for the sexual functions, we need some sexual hormones. Okay, especially for secondary sexual characters. What are secondary sexual characters? Do you know secondary sexual characters? You don't know. Okay, in a puberty time, we having the normally the males having, voice having the facial hair, the hoarseness of voice, and the hair growth on the chest and armpits and pubic area. These all things are secondary sexual characters. In case of females also, they are becoming very tall. Their skin texture will change, their voice uh, have low pitch, and normally they have the breast development, and the regular periods will start. These all things are the secondary sexual characters of females. Okay. And reproduction, in case of reproduction, to produce sperms and ova, we need some sexual hormones. Okay. Then sleep wake cycle, that I just mentioned just before. That means we are sleeping at a particular time and we are waking up at a particular time. That's because we have the particular sleeping hormone in our bloodstream at a particular time, means at the night time, and it back off from the bloodstream at the daytime. That's why we are awaking, and it become a routine in our lifetime. Okay. And mood, that's why I talk that mm, the hormones completely uh, means they are doing fully controlling the human beings, internally, externally, physically, mentally. Okay. That's why this point is added here, mood. Whenever we have mood swings, whenever we have emotions, the particular hormones are producing here. When we are in a fear condition, some stress hormones will release there. Okay. And when we are happy, some happy hormones will release there. Okay. They have particular roles according to the emotions. Okay. So these are the functions. You got the functions. What are the functions? Metabolism, control of metabolism, controlling the homeostasis, uh, and electrolyte balance, body temperature, and the fluid balance. These all things are controlled by hormones. And growth and development, and the reproduction are under control of hormones. And sleep wake cycles, and the mood, the mental status is under control of hormones. You got, these are the main functions. Okay. You can remember this. That's why I explained some examples here. Okay. You got that. Okay. So when we studying this human endocrine system, we have to understand the major glands. Hmm? So we talked that they are ductless glands, and they are the hormones, they are directly releasing into the bloodstream. Hmm? Okay. So the major glands. What are the major glands? Pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid gland, adrenal gland, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, gonads. Hmm? You can understand these things from this picture. It's easy to study with a picture. Okay. So at the head area, you can see at the head area, some hormones are there. What are there in the brain? The hypothalamus, pituitary, and pineal. These are the three glands of the head region: hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal. Okay. Then at the neck region, there is thyroid and parathyroid at the neck region. Okay. Thyroid and parathyroid here. The butterfly shaped gland, thyroid and parathyroid. Hmm? And thymus, at the chest area, there is thymus. Thymus is very big in case of a newborn, and it will shrink according to the age. Okay. Thymus. Thymus is located at the chest area. Mm? And just below the liver, the pancreas is located. Okay. Pancreas is located. What the pancreas do? You know what is the pancreas doing? What are the hormones they producing? Yes, they producing insulin. Insulin are mainly in case of which disease? Not disease, it's a condition. Which condition? Diabetes condition. Okay. The insulin is very important to reduce the blood glucose level. Okay, if the insulin is not acting, the blood glucose will increase. If the insulin is acting properly, it will be in a normal way. Okay, it will be in a normal level. Okay, this is what happens in case of glucose. If the insulin is not properly produced. And next is, what are these organs? You know what is this organ? In the abdomen, behind the, just behind the abdomen, these are kidneys. These are kidneys. Okay, the kidney. So above the kidney you can see some triangle shaped things. These are called adrenal glands, like this. The adrenal glands are there. Okay, and some or other tissues also there. That's why here this area also called adrenal. That why they are marked like that. Okay, here you can see some triangle shape just above the adrenal, just above the kidney. Okay, these are the adrenal glands. And in case of females, you can see this ovaries. This ovaries. Okay, the ovaries producing what hormones? What are the female hormones? Female sex hormones? Estrogen. Yes, estrogen. Okay, estrogen and progesterone. Okay, estrogen and progesterone. These are the female hormones. Okay, and next is male hormones. Means male glands. What are the male glands? Testes. Yes, testes. Testes are present in case of males. And what are the hormones producing here? Testosterone. Testosterone. Androgen. These are some hormones producing in case of males. Testosterone and androgens. Okay, these are responsible for the male sexual characters. You got that? So these are the major glands and its location in human body. Hmm? Okay. So now we gone through the major glands. Some additional hormone producing tissues also there in our body. These are called gastrointestinal tract, have some specialized tissues which producing some hormones, and liver, kidney, heart. These are producing some hormones, some specialized tissues. That's why initially I told not only the glands, some cells, some specialized tissues also producing some hormones. What is gastrointestinal tract? Gastrointestinal tract. What is gastrointestinal tract? This is this sorry, the digestive tract. This the digestive tract is called gastrointestinal tract. Okay. Hmm? And the liver. Here we can see here the liver is the liver, and the kidneys, not the adrenal glands, the kidney itself producing some hormones, and the heart also producing some hormones like ANP and BNP, that just I'm mentioning. You should not maybe next year you may have the chance of studying these hormones. I think this ANP and BNP are related to heart, because whenever we have some heart issues like heart attack, means the cardiac arrest, these hormones levels are checked while we admitted in the hospital. Okay. And one another thing is that, what is the branch of biology which deals with hormones? You know that? That is called endocrinology. 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 Okay, these are the medical branch which deals with the hormonal imbalance. Whenever we have any hormonal imbalance, we going and consulting with the doctor whose designation is called endocrinologist. Okay, endocrinologist. These things I'm saying for your extra knowledge. Okay, so these are the main glands and the additional tissues which producing hormones. Okay, you got that? So this is about an overview about exocrine system. Here we talked about what is the system, what is the endocrine system and the exocrine system, and what are they doing? What are they doing? They producing, the glands producing hormones, and they directly releasing into the bloodstream, and they reaching the targeted cells. In case of endocrine, in case of exocrine, there is some ducts through which the hormones are passing into the bloodstream. Okay, so these are the main things. If you have any doubts, please let me know so I can clear it. Okay, if you are studying, when you study, if you have any doubts, so please let me know so I can help you to clear the doubts. Okay, so thank you for your time. Thank you.